Hi, everyone. This is Sidharth Kumar from ReviewMagic, and this is not a movie but a review time. So, welcome back. It's been a long time since I did my last review on the show Afsos, which is running on Prime. But anyways, let's come back to Bellbottom. It's available on Amazon Prime, and it stars Akshay Kumar. Akshay Kumar is the Paji of Bollywood, and certainly, there are a lot of expectations when you have Akshay Kumar with someone who has so much of experience in the industry. They are in this thriller spy movie. So clearly, it was in my interest to see he's Punjabi. I'm Punjabi, and Akshay Kumar Paji has been delivering superb movies over the last so many decades. So I decided to watch the movie. The movie recently got released, and it stars Akshay Kumar, Vaani, Kapoor, Huma, Quereshi, Lara Dutta, Adil, Hussain, Denzel Smith, and a lot of superb actors in the movie. The movie has been directed by Ranjit, Tewari, and the writers are Assem, Arora, Parveez, Sheikh, Vashu, Bhagnani. I want to make sure that I give credit to as many people as I want to. So this is a movie. It's an espionage thriller set in the 1980s. There's an Indian Airlines plane that keeps getting hijacked by some groups which have the support and backing of Pakistan's ISI and army. And every time the negotiations happen with these terrorists, some terrorists from India, which Pakistani terrorists, they get released in return of all the Indian hostages. So this is what the movie starts with. But what happens is that Akshay Kumar, he is, a candidate for UPSC exams, and he has a lot of talents. He gets recruited by RAW, which is the Research and Analysis Wing in India, the CI of India. And speaking of that, I feel that a lot of movies are coming these days which have raw agents. Back when I was growing up in India, we never even knew what raw is, even though my dad was a commander in the Indian Navy. But anyways, I think that's the best part about opening up of different things that are around us, agencies, organizations, social issues, so many things. So he's a raw agent. He gets recruited. He gets trained. He is one of the smartest and brightest candidate. And then this another hijack happens, and then he is selected by this panel, which is headed by Indira Gandhi, played by Lara Dutta. And she has in a team, she's got defense minister, she's got another minister, she's got the head of Raw. She has someone who actually founded Raw. So this is a crisis situation happening, and Akshay Kumar advises that not to negotiate now. This time, he and his team of spies are actually going to go, and they're going to release all these hostages through some hook or crook. And this is what happens in the end. The plane lands in Pakistan. He says that the plane always goes to Lahore, and no one trusts him because this time the player lands in Amritsar. But eventually it does go to Lahore, and everyone thinks that Akshay Kumar is right. Let's give him a chance. And then he ultimately he goes to Dubai because that's where the plane goes. He goes with these two ministers for negotiation. He's able to, catch hold of these hostages. Everyone comes back home. He misses his mom because at one point when the plane got hijacked, his mom died because of natural causes. But he gets to know that it was the hijackers that didn't give the inhaler for his mom, because she has asthma, so she died because of that. So it's a personal issue for him, and eventually things become fine. This is a real story. That's what the movie has been inspired from. So let's get down to the review for this movie. So we see a lot of things in this movie. First of all, want to talk about the what are the things that some of the things that were really that stood out for me. I think the plot itself, every time there is some drama between India and Pakistan way in the 1980s, spy raw involvement, I think it's a great concept. People should know the story, the bravery of raw agents like Akshay Kumar and his team, that they will never get credit because of security reasons, but they put their lives at risk for protecting the nation India, and kudos to them. So I think the Ranjit Tewari and his team of writers, Assem, Arora, Parveez, Sheikh, Vashu, Bhagnani. This is a good plot. You can watch it with family, and it's really interesting to see what's going on in the movie. So overall, the direction was great. I thought the movie was flowing well, keeps you intrigued. It ultimately has to come to a point where you want to see how is Akshay Kumar going to rescue all the hostages. So the direction was good, the story, the concept, the vision. I like that, and some of the things that so the acting was great. I mean, I think for this movie, it's a long list. And when I started the review, I told I cannot include everyone, but I'm trying to include everyone in giving them credits. And there's such a long list of people that have phenomenally done their part. The Sardarji who recruits Akshay Kumar. You've got his team of spies who are constantly on the hook. You've got the hijackers, who are these actors who are playing the Pakistani ISI head. So there's so many different people. um, so the acting was great. I think I didn't feel at any time that there was someone who was weak in acting. I mean, all these people were phenomenal. So the acting department is great. The direction department is great. Now, where the movie lacks is some of the details that you feel are a little bit fluff, and they don't have to be. This is a long movie, so you expect that kind of a hijack movie should get completed soon, but it has melodrama, there's family involved, there's mom, there's wife involved, so it gets a little bit stretched. So I think that's where the movie could be a little bit come to the point. I know this is for the Indian audience, but the plot is entirely different. So for example, in the beginning of the story, they have some songs where Akshay Kumar goes and meets his mom, his wife is there. It just doesn't make sense to have that song over there. Akshay Kumar looks like a broken record. He's singing a song of the 1980s. It just didn't feel like it did fit there. Vaani Kapoor is wearing some clothes which are too revealing for that time, and I don't know how the director thought, or the costume maker thought this is what they should be wearing. So that aspect was a little bit off to me. And then Vani Kapoor looks way too young for Akshay Kumar. I mean, Akshay Kumar is shown as a 32-year-old young Raj, but he's not. You can look at his face. I mean, he clearly looks late 40s to 50s, and he's one of my favorite actors. But I'm gonna say that he looks old, especially when you have a co-star like Vani Kapoor, who is a slim, beautiful, sexy-looking actress, and she looks, because of her, Akshay Kumar looks way too old. So I think that chemistry was a little bit off. They could have added, maybe Vidya Balan would have done a great job here. So I don't know why Vani Kapoor would this be in this movie. So that's another thing. You have Lara Dutta in the role of Indira Gandhi, and imagine, I mean, Indira Gandhi, when she's in her 60, 65, that's what I'm assuming. Lara Dutta speaks like she's, in her 30s. She's so fast, active. Her tone is not slow, give for a 65-year-old man. So I don't know how that delivery happened. How did someone not notice that? So I felt, at least in the delivery side, that was not working. And then, so they've shown London in the 1980s. That's where Akshay Kumar goes. He's doing some research around these terrorists. He's able to find them. And it doesn't look like it's the 1980s of London. Sometimes you're seeing the cabs that you can find even today, the black mini cabs. So it just doesn't feel like everything was fake. Yeah, there was a cricket match going on. They were trying to show everyone's on the radio. But somehow it's got to be more deeper. It's got to be more realistic than that. And I didn't feel that was there. The other thing is that when they show that the captain of the plane, when he is getting hijacked, he's sitting on the right side. I watch a lot of plane crash documentaries, and even going back to 1980s, 1960s, I've always seen captains sitting on the left side when you enter the cockpit. But here the captain is on the right side. So I don't know how they got that wrong. That's there. But anyways, I think the final thing that I want to say is that in every Indian movie, somehow the co-actors, people who are not necessarily very big actors, they don't get their fair share of recognition, and I think that's what the director or the producer of the movie have to make sure. When you look at the movie poster, yes, it sees a lot of people, but on IMDb or on promotion, all you're seeing Huma, Quereshi, Vaani, Kapoor. They had literally not. They didn't have any role that some of these other stars of Akshay Kumar did. I mean, clearly they're actors. They've done well. That's why they got casted in the movie. But when it comes to promotion of the film, all you see is Akshay Kumar. He's the smartest guy in the room. He can do anything and everything. But that's not part. This is not a one-man job. This is a team effort in rescuing all these horses. So I think the movie does not do justice in giving credits to his entire team. Like if you see Pirates of Caribbean, there are a lot of members in his in Jack Sparrow's team, where you can see their uniqueness. Their acting is different. You know their names. They are really good actors. But here, all you see is Akshay Kumar and his other actors. They are just put in the background. We don't know their names. Sure, I can go to IMDb, but I think that thing has to change in the Indian cinema. So, but otherwise, guys, I think it's a decent movie. You can watch it. But the movie could have been a little bit better, more succinct, more concise, and just to the point. But go watch it, guys. And if you have any comments or you want to subscribe to the channel, feel free to do so. This is Sidharth Kumar signing off from Review Magic. Until then, take care. Bye bye.